What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Going for Two. I am Q1 Humphreys. Game 1 in NBA Finals, man. The Pacers did it again. You know, I have a video titled, The Pacers Did It Again. I'm not going to title this video that, but they did it again. In a game where they only led for the last 0.3 seconds, the Pacers steal home court and steal game 1 from the Oklahoma City Thunder. You know, and when I say steal, I mean steal. Because the OKC was in control off rip. OKC was in control of this game from the opening tap. I came into the game thinking, okay, OKC's gonna win this game by a lot, and it wasn't a discredit to the Pacers. I just felt like this OKC Thunder team playing against their defense, you have to adjust. It may take you a game to adjust to that, and I felt like the Pacers would not have it. You know, would struggle with the defense today, and would make an adjustment going in the game to and moving forward in the rest of the series. And for the first half, I was right. 19 turnovers in the first half of the Indiana Pacers, and Haliburton didn't have the most I would say impactful first half. Siakam was struggling in the first half. It really looked like the OKC Thunder was going to run away with this game behind their defense. But a key stat in the first half: 19 turnovers, but they only allowed 9 points off those turnovers. You know, this is an Oklahoma City Thunder team that thrives on just the chaos that their defense brings. They're going to swarm you, deflect passes, knock the ball away, foul you without it being called. They're going to do a bunch of things that get them in transition, and they score off transition. But in the first half, the Pacers did a good job of not allowing them to score off of their turnovers. Let's talk about the end of the game. And work our way backwards. The Indiana Pacers, I have someone that's very, very close to me. He reached out to me after game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals and said, man, the Pacers, this is a very dangerous team because they just find ways to win. They find ways to win clutch games, yada, yada, yada. You know what I'm saying? And me being the hard-headed, you know, naive guy that I was like, yeah, that's cool, but OKC just got too much. OKC, nigga, just got too much. They ain't going to make the mistakes. They ain't going to do the things that the Knicks or the Cavaliers are doing. I was wrong. Because tonight, it felt like OKC just could not put away the Pacers team. I'm watching the game. The third quarter hits, and we hit the third quarter. I'm watching, and I'm like, man, it's only an 11-point game. You know, Pascal Siakam hit a 3 at the end of the third quarter, cut it to 6. Shea came down, hit a 3 of his own, put it back up to 9. I'm thinking, man, it's a 9-point game going into the fourth quarter. And the Pacers offensively have been just discombobulated in all facets. They're getting live ball turnovers. They're getting dead ball turnovers. You know what I'm saying? They're turning the ball over at every chance they get. You know, we saw Tyrese Haliburton. He's getting dogged by whoever's out there on the floor, whether it's Caruso, Cason Wallace, or Lou Dort. He's getting just harassed off the ball, whenever he's on the court. But I was like, man, this is like kind of odd. You know, the OKC shot really bad. I think they were shooting 37%. They shot 37% from the field, 33% from the three-point line, maybe even lower than that from the three-point line in the first half. And they were still up by double digits because of the turnovers they were doing, the turnovers they were making. And I'm watching the game, I'm like, man, OKC's not shooting good. But we know OKC, this is not a good shooting team, especially in the NBA playoffs. In the playoffs, this team shoots 33% from 3. So who's to say that they're just gonna magically start hitting a bunch of threes? That's not who they are. That's not who they've been. So the Pacers just gotta figure it out on offense, and they're gonna win the game. But they can get back in the game. You know, I talk about it in the preview video. Who's gonna have the bigger impact between these others? Andrew Nembhard, Pascal Siakam. You know what I'm saying? Nesmith made a couple plays. Obi Toppin had a great game. Very good game. You know what I'm saying? The others for the Pacers played well enough so Haliburton can come in and hit the game-winning shot. You look at OKC. OKC others played really, really bad today. Chet Holmgren only had 6 points. He looked like he had no answer for Miles Turner. He was getting killed off the switch. Chet Holmgren had a really bad game 1. Jalen Williams, 6 for 19 from the field. You know what I'm saying? You got Lou Dort hitting 5 threes. I don't know how often we're going to see that. He shot great in the regular season, but in the playoffs, he shot horrible. So I'm going to go with the playoffs. Is he going to shoot good in the rest of the series? I don't know. But that might be the key. That, to me, if I'm a coach, that's how I'm beating this OKC team. Don't turn the ball over. And if you do, get back so they don't score off these turnovers. 2, make these other guys beat me. Shai Gilgeous, there were plenty of chances, plenty of times. Even the last shot before Haliburton's game winner, I wanted to see them send a double at Shai Gilgeous to get the ball out of his hands. Shai got a good look up, but he missed it and it turned into the game winning shot for Haliburton. But get the ball out of his hands. Make Lou Dort hit 5 threes. Make Cason Wallace hit threes. Make all these other guys beat you, because Shai Gilgeous is the one guy that you can't let do it, because he will. He will do it. That's how the Denver Nuggets forced the Game 7, because there were games when they said, okay, we're not going to worry about nobody else on the court except for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And we're going to make Jalen Williams beat me. We're going to make Chet Holmgren, Alex Caruso, Isaiah Joe had good, decent minutes tonight. We're going to make the other guys win the game. That's what I want to see for the Pacers in Game 2. Now, I do want to say I'm not going to overreact. But my prediction for Game 1 did not happen tonight. And it was way off, because the OKC didn't blow Indiana out. They didn't even win the game. So now, Game 2. Game 2, you know me, I think OKC gonna win Game 2. You know what I'm saying? But going back to Indiana tied 1-1 is a great place to be in if you are the Pacers. Great place to be in. But at the same time, y'all, this OKC Thunder team literally lost Game 1 of the Nuggets series just like this. Just like this. Live ball, no timeout, game-winning shot. The Game 2, they came out and blitzed the Denver Nuggets. I don't think they're going to come out and blitz Indiana in Game 2, but I think OKC goes back to Indiana tied 1-1, and then we go from there. I think this is going to be an absolute chess match, a chess battle between these two teams. Game 1 lived up to this expectations. For the most part, it was all OKC, but the ending of the game, all that matters. This Pacers team, man, they just found ways to win. That is, I want to say, four games, 4 of these crazy ending games for them in this playoff run. You got Game 5 against the Knicks, Game 2 against the Cavs, Game 1 against the Knicks, and tonight, Game 1 of the NBA Finals, man. So if you're OKC, if I'm OKC, I'm telling my guys, hey, let's not give them a chance. Let's not give them a chance, man. I also want to give my respects to Tyrese Haliburton. Tyrese Haliburton, man, he's showing that he's a killer. He's showing that he's a killer. You know what I'm saying? I'm still like on the fence about him. Like, I don't know what to think about him, but every time he hits a big shot in the playoffs, I start to think more clearly about the guy. He's clutch. Bottom line, the man is clutch. It looked like they were kind of discombobulated off the missed Shai Gilgeous jump shot, but props to Coach Rick Carlisle not calling a timeout. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if they had a timeout left, but either way, not calling a timeout, not allowing the OKC defense to get set, and just letting your star, do what stars do, come down and hit a tough jumper. I got to see a better game from J-Dub and Chet in Game 2. You know what I'm saying? OKC, they need that. They need their other guys. They got to play full 48 games, because Indiana's not going to roll over and let them just pummel them and make the lead go to 20. They're going to play for the full 48. So this series, a very good start. If y'all that did not think it was going to be a fun series to watch, I hope this game shows y'all that this is going to be a really good series. I'm really, really excited to see what happens. I had OKC in 5. I'm going to stand on business. I'm not going to change my prediction. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, going for 2. We out of here. Yeah.